get ready, tune in, unwind. It's the Smoke World Podcast. It's time to talk about what's happening, baby. So run, don't crawl. It's the Smoke World Podcast. It's time to think, so go ahead and get yourself a smooth drink. It's the Smoke World Podcast. Light up your cigar, put your feet up, and don't go too far. So tune in weekly in your car, at home, or on your phone, and listen in the Smoke World Podcast, hosted by Stone.
What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Smoke World. I'm your host, Stone. So go grab that stick, go grab a glass, whatever you're drinking. Let's sit back and have that conversation. Today, it's only you and me. I'm sitting here reminiscing from back in the day. And I said, let me turn this motherfucking mic on to talk to you. Remember back in the day, I'm sitting here with a cup of coffee, a Macanudo Cafe, and all of a sudden things came to mind from back in the day. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Got my paper sitting here. Black coffee. That's how I drink mine. I don't know how you drink yours, but black coffee. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I being disrespectful? How are you? Salutations. How was your week? Great. I hope you're going to have a greater week this week. All right. Good. Good to see you too. Thank you. Back in the day, folks. Old news reporting from back in the day with my paper in my hand. I had to write a few things out. What do we do back in the day? I guess that's going to matter, and the difference will be your age. How old are you before you can say back in the day? I'll wait. Okay. While you're doing that, I'll take another sip of coffee. Okay, so back in the day. So for me, I'm 50 plus. Yeah, I snitched on myself. Hi-ya. Yeah, I know y'all thought I was 22, but, you know, I'm not. Back in the day, I'm going to tell you what I did back in the day. Again, this podcast is just me and you. See, back in the day, we used to play outside, and you hear that all the time. We played outside. What does that mean to the millennials? What does that mean to you? We actually went outside. These kids today, let me say it this way. These kids today, outside is fucking punishment to them. Take your ass outside. What? Get your ass. Go get some fresh air. Get some vitamin D or something in your ass. Do something constructive. Put that mother phone down, 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 down. Yeah, so back in the day, we played outside all day, every day. No matter what the weather, rain, sleet, snow, hot or cold. You went knocking on your buddy's door. Hey, can James come out, Miss Mary? Nah, baby, he can't come out today. He doing something. That messed your whole day up. Uh-oh. You only had one friend? Yeah, you was fucked. I didn't have that problem. My block had 20 plus kids. And to this day, we still communicate. Not as often as we like, but we still communicate. Literally, we had kids for days on my block. So I guess, looking back in hindsight, I was blessed to live on that block. We had many of friends. So if James or JoJo couldn't come out, I'll go down to Daryl's house. Go to Blob's house. Yeah, that was his name. We called him Blob. Everybody had names back in the day. Lamont, Al, Ron, Rich, Lionel, whoever. We had choices. We stayed outside. Somebody was coming outside. That was guaranteed. What did you do when you was outside? What do we do? Let's think about it. Really? Depends on the weather. If it was raining, I was blessed enough to live in a neighborhood. We had porches. They were large porches with a cover on my side of the block. Only on my side. Across the street, they did not have the same type style house. They didn't have a closed porch in the sense of a cover. They only had some steps and it was all open. So we would do different things. If it was raining, we would sit on the porch, and I think about it now. I guess we just sit and talk and bust on each other and bullshit as if we do now with TikTok and Facebook and these other social media platforms. We kind of just scroll through. So back in the day, we were just scrolling through in real time with a real person. Sip of coffee. Blow a little smoke too. Yeah, this is a wild podcast. All right, so back in the day, what else I got down here? The penny candy. Hey, that was my favorite. Penny candy. Yeah, y'all remember that. Shoestrings, cookies. They had the lemon cookies. These chocolate chip cookies that was like a Cane Corso dog. The Cane Corso dog is a certain look to some of those dogs, but they have those multicolored. The cookie look like that. Oatmeal cookies, the squirrel nuts, peanut chews, the fish, the sweetest fish get stuck in them sugar daddies, them sugar babies. Now they're two different things now. Sugar daddy and sugar babies. Sugar babies was safe. Them fucking sugar daddies, woo, them babies was dangerous, baby. Don't have no motherfucking feelings, and you eat one of them sugar daddies. What? I don't know how many feelings them sugar daddies pulled out my face. Now, for those who don't know what a sugar daddy is. No, and I'm not talking about a guy, an older dude who's taking care of a young girl with a BBL. I'm not talking about that sugar daddy. This was a candy called Sugar Daddy. Yes, dangerous piece of caramel, chemically made piece of candy that was on a stick that would tear your ass right up. I'll explain. But hold on. Time for the puff. And a sip of coffee. That sugar daddy. I done lost about 3 fillings fucking around with that sugar daddy. Now the sugar daddy, you can lick it. It tastes good. That's all you better do. Do not attempt to put that motherfucker in your mouth and stick it back there and let it sit for 5 seconds, 7 seconds, 10 seconds. Don't do it. Don't do it. That sugar daddy was not your friend, because when that thing caramelized up in your mouth and got hold of that little tooth, that little filling, them silver fillings from back in the day, they wasn't white back then. The fillings was silver. Yes, like the lambs wore silver hair. The fillings was not white. I said again, the silver was in your mouth. All the kids in the neighborhood had silver fillings in your mouth. And that sugar daddy would just lay there in your mouth. And it gets stuck in your and you try to pull that sugar daddy out your mouth, and it get caught on that feeling, and you're scrooming, and you're strooming. You're trying to get it out. And what happens? That sugar daddy takes the filling out your mouth, so you got sugar daddy filling. Yeah. You remember that? But if you didn't experience that, then you didn't experience living back in the day. They probably took that goddamn candy bar. It wasn't a candy bar, I'm sorry. A candy taffy off the market because it was dangerous for your mouth. Penny candy. Now penny candy costs like $1. Damn. What cost a penny cost $1. And how do we get money as a kid? Ooh. I'm glad you asked. No, let me say this. Disclaimer, I never got no allowance. Yes, we did have to clean the house, and we lived in a very interesting place. That's another podcast. But I, or my family members, my siblings, we did not get allowance. No. So, how do we get money? I'm glad you asked. Time for a puff and a sip of coffee. Stand by. Yeah, a few ways. We were very, what is the proper word? We were kids who thought and thunk outside of the box. So on my block, I'll only speak for my block, my neighborhood, from Philly. Logan. Shout out to my Logan Knights. Logan Knights. On Saturday, we decided this. We made it a Saturday. Why? Because we had to go to school Monday through Friday. On Saturday, we decided. Who's we? A couple of the guys. We came together and said, hey, how can we get some money? Because we're not like Victor. Now, Victor lived down the street. He lived with his grandma. No shame and no hate on Victor. But Victor had everything at his house. Victor had walkie-talkies. Victor had bikes. Victor had all kind of stuff. And I want to say back in the day, if you was a nurse, you wore this white outfit with these white shoes, look like one of the people from the church on maybe Communion Sunday. His grandmom was a nurse, but he lived with grandmom. Grandmom was raising Victor back in the day. It was really unusual back then. But we didn't really see it up front as we do now. It's a little bit more common now with these grandmoms raising their kids, kids. So let me stay focused. Coffee. Let me stay focused. So we said, how can we get some money? So we decided that on Saturday mornings we would get our asses up, because Saturday mornings was cartoons, cereal and milk. And in my house, if we had cereal and milk, oh, we were like Christmas. Grew up kind of poor. I'm just going to keep it real. I was one of those guys who lived in the house, for transparency, with the roaches in the cereal motherfucking box. Yes, them bitches was just sitting there chilling at the bottom of the bag, snacking on the crumbs or the sugar. But we didn't notice right away. So we ate a lot of cereal with the roaches in the bottom of the bag. I know you're like, oh, but we ain't know. I don't know what made us one day say, let's just pull this bag out the box and see how much cereal we got left, because we was trying to fight over if I was going to get a second bowl or not. And lo and behold, bunch of roaches. A bunch. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them little motherfuckers. A bunch of them they was just sitting there chilling. Well, they really wasn't sitting once we exposed that bag to the light. They was like, oh, shit. We've been discovered. Damn. We was chilling. From there on, we realized, we thought, are we not closing that bag? How these roaches get in this bag? In the cereal box? Damn. I want some more cereal. Am I going to still eat the cereal with the roaches in it? I know the roaches in it. Am I going to still eat it? I was tempted. I ain't going to lie. I ain't going to lie to you. And I ain't going to say if I did or not. It ain't none of your business. But those roaches was in my cereal box. Back to the story at hand. So we said, hey guys, Saturday mornings, let's get up, get the brooms that we don't use in the house, because, we as kids, we don't like cleaning. We don't, your moms, your dads, they made you clean. We wasn't born just like, hey, I just want to clean my room. I want to clean the house. That wasn't in us. That wasn't part of kids' DNA. But to make money, we picked that broom up and said, we'll clean the block. That's right. We lived on a long block with trees, nice tree-lined street. We will clean the block. We will sweep up. Sweep the block. And then go knock on the doors and ask for money. You know what's funny? I still remember to this day exactly what we said when we knocked on these doors and was asking for money. You ready? Here it is. Watch. You think they're going to come out? I don't know. What you going to say? I don't know. They kind of mean, because you always knew you had a mean name. Oh, here they come. Somebody coming. Hi. Would you like to donate to the kids to help clean up the block? What? Would you like to help Would you like to donate to the kids to help clean up the block? What the hell y'all clean up? We swept the block. We swept the street. Now, pause. First time. Folks, these people, these adults, are some of the meanest people that ever lived. Some of them was gangster. Some of them said, if you don't get the fuck from in front of my door, that was the drunk ones, because most of them didn't curse at kids back then. Only the ones who didn't give two hot dams would curse us out. And we already knew who that was. Don't go to Mr. Lamont house. He over there tripping. You know what I mean? That's it. So we already knew who those people was. But we're trying to get money. We knocking on everybody's door. Some was like, oh, okay. Tell me more. Well, we, the kids, now me and another kid, a lot of times Al, are knocking at the door. The rest of the crew is standing at the curb with our brooms in hand. Hey, you got to make it look good. We did the job now, but we got brooms. So a few will come outside and look around and see if their property look any cleaner. Oh, what y'all do again? Oh, we cleaned up the block and we was sweeping and, we was trying to see if we get a donation for the kids to help clean up the block. Oh, look like y'all did do something. Okay, let me see if I can find something in my pocketbook. Y'all wait a minute. The first wait a minute? What? Oh, man, we was excited. Like, oh, we about to get some money. Oh, shit. Oh, she came out with like $1. Boy, that was like $1 million to us. The first dollar. Thank you. All right. Boom. The rest is history. That is how, for years, we got a little money on Saturdays for cleaning up the block. Going back in time. Back in the day. But you know what happened back in the day when it's summertime and you out there sweeping and it's hot and you ain't got no money yet. So you can't buy no soda that costs, like 25 cents, 50 cents or a hug. That's what we used to call a hug. The little juicy joints y'all call something different. We call them hugs. It was 25 cents. Now, at my house, my mom would keep the same pocketbook for seems like to me months. But when she did change and exchange pocketbooks, that was a good day for us. Yeah, me and my sister. She would leave change in her pocketbook. Maybe only like $1 worth, a quarter, nickel, penny, dime. $1 back in the day? What? What kind of candy party you could have for $1 back in the day? You get all kind of stuff. Alexander grapes, lemon heads, Boston baked beans, fish, cookies. Oh, we was chilling back in the day. But meanwhile, sweeping in the summertime back in the day, be thirsty. What did we do back in the day? Yo, I'm thirsty as hell. You sweating? Yeah, I know it's hot. You go right to what? To that motherfucking water hose, baby. Now, let's be clear. 98% of the people in the block did not have no water hose on the outside of their house. Okay? I don't know what neighborhood you grew up in. But yeah, I didn't leave it to Beaver. I lived in the hood. And to find a water hose on the block was an anomaly. So, but we did know where they always had one. And guess what we did? We turned that water hose on. Now you already know. That water was hotter than a mile. That was hot plastic tasting water. But guess what? We all taking turns. We did let it run for a couple seconds first. We were smart enough to do that, I guess. All right, turn on. You thinking, oh, they're going to hear their water turn on. Because back in the day, for you people and you young folks, you don't even know what I'm talking about. You go right to the front of the house. You got the knob. You turn the knob. Joe sometimes was rusty. You hear that? And that joint come on. Hey, it's coming on. It's coming on. Shh, be quiet. It's on the hairs. It comes up. Oh, boom. Okay. Hot water. Oh, it's coming out. Yeah. You're like, plastic like a mug. Like, but you still drinking. Oh, let me get some, man. Come on, hurry up before they come out. Yeah, you're back to work again. Remember, back in the day. After that, what happens after dark? Did you have any girls live on your block? Oh, y'all didn't? Damn, sorry to hear that. We had a couple girls. Not a lot. Let's keep it real. We had this one girl. Her name was Terry. And Terry had moved on the block. You know, she didn't like grow up with us, but she did. She came later. Oh, when Terry was like a Spanish-looking Dominican girl. What? It was like, oh, damn, look at she pretty as, oh, damn. Coffee break. Oh, yeah, Terry. So if Terry hears this podcast, not to know that Terry already didn't know that she was like the cutest little girl on the block. But there was some other girls. Don't get me wrong. I'm asking that question for a reason. What do we do when the sun went down on a Saturday? Now, everybody had a different name for this game. But y'all played some variation of the game. We called it Catch a Girl, Kiss a Girl. That's when you get to, you think you was doing something. You grab a girl and start pumping on them. I don't know what that was doing. I don't know. But you know what I'm talking about. Stop laughing, because you know you was doing it. Y'all, let me reminisce a little bit. Okay, so Terry came. She said, oh, I don't know what Catch a Girl, Kiss a Girl is, because she was from Florida, and they didn't call it that. She said it was called post office. Huh? We all look like, huh? You talking about post office? What's that? Okay, so the girls leave and y'all give us like a minute and y'all got to find us and then you can do whatever you want. We looked at each other like, do whatever you want. We just kiss a girl. What you mean, do whatever we want? What? Tell us more, please, while I sip on this coffee. Yeah, it's called post office. Not to say she sound like this, but yeah, it's called post office. And so the girls run, and y'all gotta stay behind the boys. It's because it sound like she nay, but don't worry, it's just for entertainment purposes only. And when y'all catch us, y'all can do whatever y'all want. Now you can imagine if there was musical cameras, we would have looked at the camera like this. What the fuck? We can do whatever you want. Now you gotta remember. Let's remember, fellas and ladies. Everybody, you didn't want to catch everybody. Every girl wasn't catchable. Some you looked at and say, okay, let her keep going by. I don't want that one. Now, be nice, but they looked at us the same way. Ladies, they looking like, as long as he don't catch me, be good. But if you wanted to catch the one you wanted to catch, what is going on right now? And I'm so happy that we didn't have, now I don't have the statistics studies to prove this, but the teenage pregnancy rate back then, I don't know if it was as high. I'm only going to speak for my anecdotal situation in my neighborhood, because I don't remember maybe but 1 or 2 girls getting pregnant back when we was kids. 1 or 2. Nowadays, every kid at the motherfucking school got a belly swole up because they got something in it called a baby. But I digress. I'm just remembering things from back in the day. Back in the day. See now, back in the day, again, based on what you can experience in your parents' financial capabilities, you know, I didn't have a parent or parents to buy me no bike. I never had a brand new bike until I became a real motherfucking adult. Like 26, 27 years old. Yeah, seriously. My parents never bought a bike. You know why? I used to make my own bikes. Yes, I used to make my bikes. That may be like, what Stone, you talking shit? Yo, excuse me? Let me take a puff of this Macanudo Cafe. Wait a minute, god damn it. This ain't too bad with the coffee. It's a lighter smoke, obviously. I'm recording this a little early because the spirit hit me early. This podcast is going on longer than I thought. But anyway, you ain't got nothing better to do. You walking, you running, you in your car. You chilling, you relaxing. It's okay. You could come back. You could hit the pause button and come back to this bitch. Yeah, you could do that. Who said I can't curse? Oh, thought you was talking to me. Yeah, I made my own bikes. Now, it didn't happen overnight. Now, like, for example, my man Blob. His name was Lamont and Bruce. They had a brand new Huffy. What's it, the 50? Remember those black Huffies? I think they had the number, was it 55 on them? The little placard, 55, I think it was 55. But those black Huffies, man, it was nice. And guess what? He let me ride it. It was like riding air. I'm like, wow. Because you know, first thing your parent tell you when you get something new, don't you let nobody touch your shit. They break it, then you ain't getting nothing new. That's what most parents told the kids. But he didn't let me ride it right away. It took weeks. I mean, left that part out. But I bring that up because I had to make my bike. I would get a frame. I would find a frame from somewhere. Find some tires. Yes, find some tires. People had old bikes. They would lay around in the neighborhood. You would find them every now and then. Take some tires. Pedals. Yo, yeah. This. Come on now. This is real shit. We, in the neighborhood, all could not afford to get a brand new bike. Got some spray paint. I remember my first one I made was I spray painted that baby silver. You know, and when back in the day, the bike, that was your Uber. Your personal Uber. You would take them bikes miles, man. You would ride, what? Man, we ride 10, 15, 20 miles on a bike. Yeah, man. Now that's exercise. Oh, I'm going to take a ride on a bike. I'm going to do a 20-mile strip over here. Got all this fancy helmets and all this fancy gear. You know, you got your app. Man, forget all that, bro. Back in the day, you had a bike. And you know your mom did tell you, don't take your ass too far. Stay in the neighborhood. Yes, mother. I'm just going to be around the corner, Mom. Get the hell out of here. Yeah. Yo, where we going? Now, again, I'm from Philly. I lived in Logan. Now, you don't know Philly, don't know Logan, so you listen. I don't know how to match this story, Stone. Stand by. Coffee time. So, mileage. I don't even know off the top of my head. So, Logan in downtown, the ride downtown from Logan. I don't know. I mean, but I say 20. No, I don't think it's 20 miles. At least 10, maybe 10 plus miles. Because the Broad Street Run is a big run every year that goes from, I think, Broad Alley down. But then we go all the way down to South Philly. I don't know. But anyway, we rode these bikes for days, man. All kind of neighborhoods. And growing up in the city of Philadelphia, yes, it's an urban city, but when I was a kid, there were certain sections that we knew not to cross. What do you mean, Stone? Yeah. Called racist. Yes. In my neighborhood, it was predominantly black. Used to be a Jewish neighborhood growing, back in the day when we first moved there, because we had corner stores, the pizza shop, we had a meat store in our neighborhood, we had the tacos, we had the cheesesteaks, we had the fish sandwiches, we had hoagies, there was the cleaners, we even had Hassan's Arcade, there was a hardware store, so we had all these things in our neighborhood. And let me not forget, it lasted maybe 4 to 8 years after I moved in. There was a store at the corner that sold shoes. It was a shoe store. Yes, but times changed. People moved out. So, riding these bikes, you had to know where to go and where not to go. Yes, racism was there in the neighborhood. When I say neighborhood, about 20 minutes away. We knew not to cross over on the other side of 5th Street because they would run our asses out of there. If they caught us on those bikes, they would pronounce our names with the N, with the hard ER. And if they caught your ass, they would beat your ass. So we learned how to pedal very fast and move quickly to get our asses away from that area. Because that was back in the day. Unfortunately, it's still going on today. Never went nowhere. I'm going to start to close this down because I went on much longer than I thought I would. Being a solo podcast guy right now. Sipping on coffee and smoking on a Macanudo cafe. Now, I normally wouldn't even smoke this Macanudo. Remember Macanudos back in the day? Everybody was smoking them joints. Oh, what is that, a Macanudo? Fuck out of here with that, man. I ain't hating on the Macanudo, but I'm just saying back in the day, it was either is that a Cuban? Which still goes on today. You hear that? Somebody who's not familiar with cigars, that's the first thing they say. You're like, oh, I smoke cigars. Oh, you smoke Cubans? Sometime I do, but not all the time. Do you got any Cubans? Okay, well, sit your ass down, leave me alone. But Macanudo was the thing back in the day. That was the 90s. The Macanudo. Well, it's nice. Macanudos are nice. Get that out of here. But I'm smoking one right now. Okay? I'm not hating. And one thing that we had back in the day that I wish we still had now, I truly do. But the caveat, I'll say this. If you are in the cigar culture, you are blessed to meet real fucking people. Yeah. Not just imaginary, fugazi. No, real people. Like you can smell their breath. Huh? You can smell their perfume or cologne. You can see they got too many hairs in their nose. They need to shave their nose. You can see they don't brush their teeth that great. Their teeth are stained. Those are real people. Nowadays, there's something called social media. And there's friends on one platform and followers on the next. How many friends do you have, Billy? Well, Diane, I have 2,622 friends. Oh, so what? I got the max. I got over 5,000 friends. They told me I need to get some of my friends. I need to get rid of some because I got too many. I got overcapacity of friends. Sit your asses down. You ain't got not one real motherfucking friend. You got co-workers if you're lucky. Co-workers if you're lucky. And they don't even like your stinking ass. I bet you don't eat no lunch with them, do you? Y'all don't even do that no more. Remember y'all used to go out to lunch with your co-workers? Y'all don't even do that. These jobs don't even let your ass go nowhere because half of y'all working from motherfucking home. But somebody said, yeah, bring y'all asses back to work. Y'all said, I ain't doing none of that shit. I ain't coming back to work. Y'all got to fire me because I've been chilling for 5 fucking years. You might have mind your motherfucking baby. I got to watch these kids and everything else in here. And you talking about for what? For what? Okay? For what? I'm getting stuff done right here on this computer. Yeah. Bitches, I ain't y'all got to fire me. I'm going to find me a new job. I'll come in there maybe one day. Maybe one day. But 5 days a motherfucking week? Y'all bitches is crazy. Think I'm coming in here like that. Wow. I never had that opportunity to have a job like that. Yeah, you don't like our voice? No? Okay. But anyway, guess what, folks? That is all I have. That is all I have. I'm sorry I kept you so long. I'm sorry, but those are things that came to me about back in the day. Yeah, let's talk about that back in the day and bring it up to current. You can follow me. Yep, I just said it. You can follow me on Instagram at Smoke World Podcast. The website, yeah, what is the website? It's a place you go to see information. I'm going to change that up a little bit because I got to talk to my guy. It's not a website. I'm realizing that. Again, sorry. But I'm going to start changing some things up. SmokeWorldPodcast.com is the website. Facebook. Remember those 5,000 friends that she had? I have Facebook too. It's Smoke World Podcast on there or Kev Stone. Yeah. And I'm on TikTok too. Y'all know what TikTok is? It might get banned again in another 30 days because that ban thing was only for 90 days. I'm on TikTok. I think I'm Smoke World Pod like 50. Don't ask me why because I don't get to make the names. TikTok does. Smoke World Pod on TikTok. And I'm on even that thing called X, but fuck them. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. But listen, you go tell your cousin, your friends, and all the people you grew up with, and all them people you smoke cigars with that you can smell their breath and see their teeth, that it is podcast called Smoke World, and this crazy black dude is the host. His name is Stone, and he got a podcast. Go listen to it. It's on wherever you get your podcast at. And on that note, folks, y'all have a good fucking week. Love y'all. Bye, sugar.
It's the Smoke World Podcast. It's time to talk about what's happening, baby. So